In this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can make a staircase of your choice, so an even staircase of your choice. So I'm going to get rid of this and create a new one. So for you to create your staircase, you need to go to the particular uh, um, level or the floor you want to create your staircase from, which floor to which floor. So I'm going to go to floor. I'm going to go to floor because before that you should have defined your elevation. I have my floor here, I have my first floor, and I have my headroom. So if I should go to my floor here, I can now create my staircase, meaning I'm not starting from ground level. If you are starting from ground level, you go to ground level and you start creating your staircase from your ground level, assuming if it is ground level you want to create your staircase from. So before we proceed, if you are just joining us for the first time, I suggest you subscribe in order for you to get notified when we upload new video. And subscription is free, you are not paying anything for it, just for you to get notified when we upload anything uh, on my channel. And if you have any difficulties creating anything on Revit, you can drop your comment or join my Telegram group for you to drop any request of yours, and I will make that happen for you as soon as possible. So we proceed to how we can create a staircase in Revit. So before we create a staircase, make sure that you are under architecture, and under architecture by this side we have a railing and we have a ramp and we have a stair. So you click on the stair. In this video I'm also going to explain to you how you can create your railing and also your ramp. So I'm going to create a stair. Now you click on the stair, and it's going to give you this modify panel, so for you to sketch whichever one you want to sketch. So here now, one thing that you need to have in mind when creating a stair, make sure that you create a stair on one action dialog. For example, if I want to create more than one staircase, as long as they're not going to be linked together, you should always exit before you create another one. For example, if I'm to create this now, if I'm to make a ellipse or a circular stair, you see that it's going to be connected to this one. So advisably, when you are okay with what you have, you give it a mark, or you save it and then you go back again and start creating another one. So that is how you can create. So you just place this and you can try to place the other as well. You click on it and it's created, and you can mark. So that is how you can create staircase. And we have a central end spiral. Click on it, click on one side, and then define the radius. Make sure that the radius is defined, then click on one side and click on one side. Now before you create your staircase, you need to, let me explain what this properties panel is telling us. You have a base level. Now the base level is probably where we want our staircase to start from, and if you want an offset, then you can put the offset, but I'm leaving mine on 0, and the top level is going to be is going to be to floor, to first floor or level 2, depending on where you want it to stop. Now you see, when you open the staircase, it will give you a design number of riser. Here is 18, which is supposed to be 21. So because I have a 3 meters high headroom, so and the actual thread depth is 275. If you want to make it 150, if you want to make it 180, if you want to make it 300, all is your choice. So you can define that here. And now I can now make my circular or helical staircase. So I can click yes, and and that is how it's done. I click enter again. I'll go back to the previous command and I can create this as well. So, and if you want to add a column, you can go add your column from either from column, you can load your column, or you go to model in place and make your extrusion column here and fix it at the center. So you can click on yes, create a stair. Now our stair has been created. So look at two more example. Now you have a straight flight. So this is straight flight and it's very easy, and let me define it to be 21, design number 21. And when I'm creating it, you see that it will be telling me how many risers I have created and how many are remaining. Now they are telling me I have created 4 risers, 6 risers, and 14 are remaining. When I click on it, I move a little further and click again, you see that it has created a landing. So that is maybe I want to have like 2 landing before the final landing. I can create this and it's still telling me I have 5 remaining, and out I click out and then I have my staircase as this. So I have something amazing like this. So this is how you can create your staircase, and you can also have create different type of uh this you can create L shape, U shape from this particular straight flight riser. So for example, 17, make it 21. For example, I have something like this, and I come here, I do something like this, and I come here, I do something like this. You see that I have an even shape staircase different from what I have here, depending on how you want your staircase to look like. So you can create and you can mark it as good. And now what I'm going to look at, the last example is a sketch, how you can create your staircase by sketch. Now how here we have a boundary, we have a riser, I have a stair path. The boundary is the boundary of our staircase, how we want it to look like and how I want it to be. So that is how it is. I have a riser, so let me just sketch something for you to see maybe if you have something of this nature. I can offset, I want the width to be 1 meter depending on your width, so I can offset this and offset that. Let me make it a little shorter. So I delete this, I'm going to delete this. So this is my part, this is my boundary, this is my stair boundary. So and now what I need to do next is the riser. So the riser is going to be from here to this side, and then maybe I'll make it in a zigzag way. Have something like this, have something like this. It's going to be telling me how many are remaining and how many I've created. So I have created 4 so far. I've created 4 so far. 9 remaining. and make sure that is in within the boundary line. You shouldn't be exceeded the boundary line. I still have 5 more to create, so let me get rid of this and make some let's say 300. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now I can get rid of this one. Now for you to get it perfectly, you need to, after creating your boundary, you need to make a trim so that you can get it very perfect and fast. So this is a method used when you want to create a generic or an even looking staircase. Now what remains for us to do now is our stair path. Now click on the stair path and we need to draw it at the center. For us to get it this perfect center is not something that is easy. So what we need to do, I want to make some offset, because since we know that this offset is 1 meter, we are going to make a 500 millimeter offset to the center, and make sure it's on a stair path before you create that. So sorry, delete it, that's not what we want. A stair path. Now make it 500. Now pick an offset to the center, and now we need to trim because it needs to reach this particular side, so we need to trim and then trim this. If you look very closely, you see that the color are different. This one is green, this one is black, and this one is blue. So there are 3 different colors, so that shouldn't confuse you from what you are doing or what you're supposed to do. Now it's telling us we have one remaining, so we can also draw that one as this, as our riser from this side to this side. Yeah, so you can click on create, and now we have created our staircase looking organic like this, and can mark out, say yes, we are done. And now we have something amazing as this. So you see what we have, this is what we have. And if you want to change the material, yes, now if you want to change our material, click on the staircase and you can edit. But before you make your edit, make sure you duplicate before you make your edit. Now you come to this calculation. If you are looking for the calculation and see how it's done, click on this calculation. It's going to give you a calculation of how it's done and everything, the calculation aspect of the staircase, and you can modify them as well. And this is the runner type. Click on it, it's going to give you where you can change your material. If you want it to be concrete, if you want it to be ceramic, if you want it to be marble, or whichever one you want it to be, you can change the material here. And then we have a nozzle profile. You can change that as well. And we have a nozzle length. You have nozzle profile, you can change it. If you have your any profile, you can load it as well. And we have this nozzle profile for riser as well. If you have it, you can load that as well. And we have a connection, join or open riser if you want to have a joint all riser and thread, if you want to extend, whichever I want to apply to, you apply it and see how it will look like depending on the design that you have in mind. So you come to this side and make your changes or apply. And now these support, this price support is telling us that, do you want to off the right support, or you want to uh on it or off it. So you have our right support is closed, so if you want to make it open, if you open and see, if you want to have it none, these are open carriage simply means that it's going to be open and it's going to be closed at the same time, but it's not going to go to the top as this. So here is closed, so I don't want to have a support here. So you see what we have here, that this is quite different from what we have there. So this is how you can create the staircase. So now for the railing, you can click on it and also modify the railing, and this is where you can change the material. You can change the material for the railing, and this is also, you don't need to tamper with anything, because this is where the settings of the railing are. So you don't need to only change the material or of the railing. Now the last thing I'm going to show you is how to create a ramp. I'm pretty sure railing, how to create a railing is not that hard. And again, you can also modify your railing on a staircase by double clicking on the railing. It's going to give you option to modify it. So we have a ramp here. Now click on the ramp. You can draw your ramp from which level to which level, and if you have an even ramp, you can also do that with this curve, and you have your ramp drawn. So you have a ramp like this, and you click on OK, and if you go to your 3D, you are going to see it done. You see how it is and how it's done. So, and if you want to change the material, click on it, you duplicate, and then come to you can change the edit the thickness if you want it to be 200, 300, or whichever thickness you want to give it to it. And you can change the text area for the graphics, and you have the material. You can change the material if you want it to be concrete, if you want it to be marble, or whichever material you want to apply to it, you can apply the material to it. So that is how you can create a staircase. And if you have any even staircase that you want to create that is not included in what we have here, you can share that with me, and mostly you can create that on model in place on staircase. So with this one, you need to create your staircase with a sketch, like the way we do our sketches and extrusions, revolve, sweep, blend with any part, any reliable method in which we can use to make that staircase. So if you have any staircase that you want to create and you can't be able to create it, you can share that with me. I'll be able to help you to see how you can achieve that that feature. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, because subscription is free, and in order for you to be receiving notification when there is a new content. And if you have any demand, you are feel free to comment, and we will get back to you as soon as possible and make a video on how you can make your request done. Thank you for watching. See you in the next tutorial.